I wish that every SJW would just fuck off, because they ruin everything they touch. The parasites of humanity sucking the joy out of everything. You know, it's too bad they don't know how to suck anything else, because otherwise they'd find themselves a Tyrone. But let's be honest here, considering the fact that their necks resemble an elephant's knee, we all know that isn't happening anytime soon. So my proposal is this, hear me out. We just bury every woke moron in concrete for ruining the entertainment industry, because yes, thanks to them, there won't be any attractive women in entertainment anymore. They will all be wearing turtlenecks and sweatpants covered in cat piss to give them the proper representation that they oh so desire. Because remember folks, corporate entertainment doesn't want to entertain you. They only want to correct you, which is fine, because I'll just tell my wallet, activate the closure protocol. I'll just vote with my dollars, thank you very much. Now, journalistic integrity is dead in 2021. Matter of fact, it's been dead for at least a decade. Games journalism has been going full crackhead right now, and I can't stop watching. So many lies, so many frauds, which is why Mannix is just gonna toss his hat into that gaming news arena. Because I think it's time I start doing more gaming news videos to inject some more talent and personality into this biohazard cesspool of dishonest, disingenuous cancer. So hit that subscribe button. Now, the last time I was this early, Mass Effect had choices that actually mattered. Because BioWare has bombed so hard as a company in the past decade that they need to rename themselves Hiroshima. Because Mass Effect Limp PP edition came out around a week ago, and I have to ask my viewers, do you really expect the people who made Mass Effect Andromeda to be able to fix Mass Effect 3's ending? If the answer's yes, then you, my friend, are high as a kite. Now look, because the ending to Mass Effect was like running a marathon just for an alligator to take a massive bite of your balls 2 steps before the finish line. Now, I will say this, for anyone who hasn't played any Mass Effect game before, then this legendary edition is a blessing, because the trilogy really is something else. I mean, the Novera soundtrack alone is better than half the shovelware that these companies make. But this video is not a review, ladies and gentlemen, so let's move on. Because it wasn't enough that Mass Effect was an extremely inclusive game franchise ahead of its time that anyone can play, but there's a small group of weirdos who are very angry. The SJWs just have to find something, anything to complain about. Because this is what happens when your life is so devoid of hardship that you need to create your own. Imagine for a second being so woke that you get offended by fairy tales. That is so incredibly sad. These land whales do not want to be reminded what a good looking woman looks like, because they are still crying about Miranda's double trouble bubble butt in Mass Effect. I shouldn't even bother addressing these unwashed bozos, but I'm going to anyway, just so I can flex my Mass Effect knowledge, because Miranda's character was literally engineered to be the way she is actually a plot point for her character progression. Editing it out negatively impacts the story and the character story. I guarantee you though, if Miranda was overweight and had blue hair, none of this would be an issue. But you know what? I'll do you one better. If it was 2 dudes, EA would show every vein in throbbing detail. But I just want to make a point. These are the same psychos that are like, you should appreciate and accept all body types. And then the same psychos are like, that body type is so offensive and shouldn't be seen. Gee, I wonder why. Ugly feminists are attacking fictitious characters. It might have something to do with overwhelming insecurity. But it clearly worked, because BioWare ended up changing the camera angles to hide some of the bubble butt scenes, and they are still crying. But of course they're still crying, because they are never happy. But my message to BioWare is that waifu material controls everything, and without waifu material you cannot sell anything. Complete and utter foolishness. But I'm more concerned that this was the priority over fixing the ending, because they had a chance to win back fans after Andromeda, but fixing camera angles on Miranda's booty cheeks is more important than changing the Monty Python ending of what is your favorite color, but now in 4K. Because censorship is the death wish to creativity, to freedom, to truth, to profit, and of course the people. Now censorship also costs both money and time. The time and money that could have been spent changing dialogue, re-recording audio and video, etc. But like I mentioned earlier in the video, game journalists are the reason why the Reapers want to wipe out all of life in the galaxy. It's so fascinating to see people who report on an industry that displays so much contempt for both the industry and the consumers, who are ultimately the reason why they receive paychecks, because the woke tards are now cancelling Commander Shepard, the savior of the galaxy. He's so terrible and bad. But Abby Zilla, a juiced up bodybuilding psychopath that gets clapped by every dude in a zombie apocalypse, a golf club smasher, is stunning and brave. This comes from the hotbed of reality named Slate, who I've never heard of, who quote, "I insist you play Mass Effect as a woman. You'll regret completing this space trilogy series as a dude." Wow, so these dingleberries complained that they wanted more options. They ended up getting them, but now they want to take away your options. Can you remind me who the oppressors are again? Anyway, look, we have another incredible article from Polygon, who I unfortunately have heard of. I mean, how the does Polygon stay afloat? Their entire website is absolutely terrible. Case in point, Mass Effect's revival reminds us it's time to abolish the space police. Really, if you call this journalism, I will find the most overweight SJW and make her sit on my face until I die from all the fumes. The people who write these articles have no talent. They're just trying to take advantage of Mass Effect Legendary Edition being relevant now, so they tack on the idiotic defund the police agenda. It reminds me of Kotaku, another award-winning journalism site, who tacked on complaining about the current political atmosphere in a PS5 review. It truly is incredible, and on that bombshell, Mannix out.